everybody, this is Mr. Everything, and I am coming back at you with another Wargaming and miniature video. And in today's video, we're going to continue on with our What's in the Box series. And what I'm showing today is the Plastic Soldier Schlepper tractor. Okay, so more commonly known as the RSO, and it includes Pack 40 anti-tank guns as well. It says these are 15 millimeter. One way you can tell a Plastic Soldier 15 millimeter, it'll have a black header. It says 8 models and 32 figures. I'm going to assume the gun is counted as a model and the tractor is counted as a model. So it's probably 4 combinations and 32 figures. All right, so let's take a look at this and see exactly what you get. Nope, before we do that, let's flip the box over and see what it says. One thing I do like about Plastic Soldier is they give you like painting guides or painting recommendations, and they base everything on their Vallejo, not their Vallejo paints, but the Vallejo paints. They give you the Vallejo Vallejo paint numbers so that you can know exactly what paints to get to do what they're asking. And then in the painting guide, it kind of just gives you a general idea. Like right here it says the helmet is green. Wait, hold on. Like vehicle body and gun is desert yellow. The tracks are gunmetal gray, wheels are black gray, canvas, hood, beige brown, and then it goes through and explains all of them, like gas mask canisters, field gray, etc. But I guess that would be on the crew. It doesn't really show that over here. Also, it recommends a primer that you can use, and this is the German Dunkelgelb, which I think is their like dark yellow, all right, or desert yellow. It does say 4-pack 40s anti-tanks, 4 RSOs, except they call them Schlepper tractors, and 32 figures. No, okay, hold on now. Here it says each sprue contains options to build a Pack 38 and Pack 97. Also, the Pack 40 self-propelled variant and various RSO cab options. Okay, so there's going to be quite a bit on the inside. So let's, a lot of different varieties. So let's take a look and see exactly what you get. All right, we'll put the box right there. There are exactly 4 sprues, so I suspect you get 1 set of figures on each sprue. I'm going to double check to make sure they're all exactly the same. They are all exactly the same, so we don't really need to look at all 4 sprues. We can just look at 1 sprue and just understand you get 4 of them. And let's take a, oh, here it is. Schlepper RSO. Nice. Alright guys, now they also give you these instructions couple of things I want to point out. Remember, this set here comes with 4 vehicles and 4 anti-tank guns, and there's a variety of different combinations that you can set them up. And it says there's only 2 cab options, which is not really true. There is a 3rd cab option for the anti-tank gun, so it's like it doesn't have the hood and the windshield and everything. This is only the lower part of the cab. Now, you do not get any drivers. None of these figures are drivers. So if you want a driver, you're going to have to find a driver somewhere else. I recommend Old Glory. They make a lot of 15mm German soft skin vehicle crew, and you'd be able to find one to fit in there, I think. We'll have to test it out because I have that pack, so maybe we should test that out. Okay, now they're showing these in color codes, right, to match these little blue, green, and red. So you would use these blue pieces to make this one, and then you'd use the green pieces to make this one, and then you would use the red pieces to make this one. Okay, so they have a couple of different cabins. This squared off cabin, I think that a squared off cabin and the hood, now you can switch those. Like I can put the hood on this one, I can put the squared off cabin on that one, or whatever. You can mix and match however you want. But I think the squared off cabin with the tarp in the back, right, would look a lot like a US high-speed tractor. And the US high-speed tractor is hard to find. And so I think I'm going to make one of these, maybe 1 or 2 of these, depending on how many I need, and paint them up maybe olive drab, and paint them up and give them American stars and stuff like that, and make them high-speed tractors. You'll notice that with or without the hood, you can make it with a wooden back cargo compartment, just like any other Deuce and a Hat or any other like Maltier or Opel Blitz, same type of wooden background. Or you can do the back like this, and it looks like it is, at first I thought it was track links, but it's too big for that. It looks like it's wood, but in the sides there are, I don't know if it's, I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's this green piece right here that would go along both sides. It might be up armored or something. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's I'll have to do, I haven't done enough research on my RSOs to really be able to tell you precisely what they are. And in the third one, the wood paneling is laid down, made it open, kind of like an anti-aircraft, like a mobile wagon or something, but it has an anti-tank gun. You'll notice that there are these 2 on the top are the legs of an anti-tank gun, and then you've got wheels. There's 2 different types of wheels. Then there's the what do they call that? I want to call it a trunnion. And then you have 3 different guns. My guess is that one of those is the 38 that they were talking about, the Pack 38. Pack 40 is this one here, and then they said a Pack 97. So I'll put it on the screen what each of those are. I might even get some photos of actual vehicles and post them as on the screen as well, to kind of help me and you understand what exactly these are. The tracks are all one piece. Love that. There are 3 different gun shields. It looks like, to me, it looks like this gun shield should be for a Pack 40 anti-tank gun, but it looks like that shield is used on the vehicular Pack 40, because it has like a lower piece. And you get a few extra spent shells and stuff like that. I was thinking that the Pak 38 was like a 50 millimeter. This one might be a 50 millimeter, but the barrel looks kind of thick. And then if this is the Pak 40, then that's not the 97, because I thought the 97 was an 88. But I could be, I might be getting my packs all mixed up. And this looks like the exhaust, which would go on all of them. Okay, and then you got a bunch of troops up here. Now, of course, they're going to be the gun crew, and you're probably only going to use 3 or 4 of them on a gun crew. And this guy is just kneeling and pointing. But these guys I would probably use on a dismounted Pak 40. And then the ones up here are the ones that I would use on the back of the vehicle, on this guy as part of the crew, because they're crouching down even further. And then there's a couple of guys that are prone. So that gives you options on how to set up your crew on your base, on your stands. All right, so... Oh, yeah, I forgot. On the back side, it explains how to put everything together, but that's not really true. It kind of leaves a couple of things out. It does tell you how to assemble the gun, with the shield and the gun and putting it on a gun mount. And then it shows you how to mount it to the vehicle, but it doesn't talk anything about assembling the dismounted Pak. You just have to probably figure that out on your own. It talks about how to use how to put the hull together, which applies to, I don't know why they doubled that up, because that should be exactly the same on both. Assemble the track units, chassis subassembly. Okay, so maybe this, if I was to fold it up, this is only the anti-tank version, and there's the hull, or I should say the cab, but this is the same assembly for all the vehicles. You put the track bed on there, then you've got 2 different types of cabs. It only shows the rounded cab, but we know there's multiple cabs. You put the cab on. There's also multiple backs. This one is just showing the wooden back with the canopy. And then there's an exhaust piece that goes in there, and that'll get you your finished model. Pretty simple, but this has got a little bit more to it than some of the other models. Okay, so looking at these models. Okay, now again, once I go through the overall, we're going to take a close-up look and see exactly what they look like. But you got your 2 prone guys here, and they are in a couple of different pieces. Like this has to be glued to this guy, and this has to be glued to that guy, or maybe vice versa. But yeah, because this has got a shell in his hand, so he's laying on the ground with an anti-tank shell in his hand, where this guy doesn't have anything. So if you wanted to have a couple of guys prone laying behind your anti-tank gun, that might be really cool to look like on the table. Okay, and these are the 2 sides with the what I don't know is on the sides. Those don't look like, at first I thought they were track links, but they're not. Maybe they're just armored pieces or armored plates along the side. If you're not putting the armored plates on, go ahead and put just the side wood walls, and this is the front and back wood walls. And then you have the different doors depending on if you're doing the squared off or the rounded cab, right? Okay, you got, and then you've got your square, rounded, and then back sides of the cabs. And right here you got the canopy is in 2 pieces. You have to glue them together. This is the base floorboard, where this is the anti-tank gun floorboard. And that's the piece, that's the 360 mount that goes on there. That's the breech for your anti-tank guns when you go to put them together. This is a lower hull. This is the part where your tracks glue onto. Great. And then there's your cab, right? This is the Pack 40 vehicle mount. And then I think this is the Pack 40 dismounted. And this is it also might be the Pack 38. I'd have to do some research. And then that one is probably your Pack 97, because that's the one I'm not really that familiar with. You get the two front shields that go in front below the gun, right? And there's two different styles. One of them has a shovel, and that would be for the different types of gun plates. There's your trunnion, and you have different wheel styles. These wheels look like Pack 40s, but I know for a fact that Pack 40s have wheels that you can see through. But I could be wrong, but I could have swore that was the case. But either way, these you can have spokes that you can see through, and these have spokes you cannot see through. These look like bed rolls of some kind of rolls. Boxes, ammo boxes with shells in them, or just a closed box. Good diorama pieces for your bases. Same thing with the expended shells and all these shells. And then these shells look really small, like that. That might be the 50 millimeter. And I think this is the Pack 40 because of the long barrel. Don't know what that is. It's thick, but short. So it might be like an 88, but with a really short barrel or something. We'll figure it out when I do the when I put it up on screen. Okay, so that's pretty much everything you get. You get one vehicle with a bunch of different options. You get a bunch of men. It looks like 8 guys per sprue. You can either put the cabin on top or not. You might even be able to put the wood walls and then build the cabin as a removable piece that you can put on and take off, depending if you don't glue it down. You could just set it on there. And then you can build your anti-tank guns with legs for dismounted, multiple guns, some diorama pieces, accessories, and that should be the exhaust. Okay, so give me a second while I adjust the focus, and we'll zoom in on this and take a really close look at the detail on these models. All right, let's start with the men. Okay. Okay, let's start right there with the guy pointing. Right? And these guys are not kneeling as deep as these guys. You can see how these guys are kneeling very deep. They're almost sitting on their legs, where these guys are not. These guys are up. So I would put these behind the gun shield, or I should say behind the dismounted one. A loader. Oh, both of these guys are loader. I thought that was a rifleman. I guess I was lying. This guy's a loader as well. Now those are two different shells, so you need to figure out which one is which. That guy's got a shell in his hand. Now this guy's got binoculars, but his hand looks like it's going to be attached or right up against the gun breech. So, because it looks like it's going to be modeled right into that. And then this guy, this is part of one of these torsos. He's got a shell and he's laying low. And this guy has a shell. He's also laying low. It looks like he's got his hand on some kind of gun as well. So I was thinking these guys, these three right here, would be on the vehicle, you know, manning the crewing the gun on the vehicle. And then these guys would be also dismounted, or these guys would also be dismounted. So you have a variety of different gun crews. Okay, this is the canvas top in 2 pieces. These are the backs of the cabs. And these are the 2 fronts. You got the rounded and the squared off, which I still think that looks like a high-speed tractor. I'll put a picture up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This would be the folded down version of the anti-tank gun. Like, it's got all these plates in the bottom that you could open up. And then this is the cab of the anti-tank version. That's the gun shield. There's the breech. There's the base plate. There's the 2 legs. There's the 2 legs for the anti-tank gun. Those are the 3 guns. Look at this one here's got like a weird flash hider. And then this has got that. And then this has got that. This might be the Pak 40, the middle one. If it is, and if this is supposed to be the 88, I would go along with that. Yeah, I would. There's the boxes. We're going to flip it around on you so you can see exactly what you get. Okay, these look like boxes. I lied when I said that they were bedrolls. But these look like boxes as well. There's tires. There's the alternate gun shields. Okay, flipping it over. You've seen the tires. See, when I looked at it like that, I thought it was bedrolls. But no, those are boxes of ammo. There's the inside, so you can see those shells. The other side of the guns and the legs. Inside of the blast shields, gun shields. And then there's the insides of the tracks. This is just all undercarriage stuff that you really would never see. Cabs. That looks kind of, that plastic looks thin. Okay. Underside, backside of the men. They got a haversack and a canteen. That's pretty much all they've got. Okay. Yeah, and then there's these things, right? See, didn't that kind of looks like track links? That's the inside. You got wood, right? The wood wall, just like these. But on the outside, you got a retaining bar that's holding them all in place. That's what goes across the middle. And then these are track links, I'm guessing. I don't know. Okay. And then the cab doors. All right. All right, you get 4 of those sprues for a total of, like they say, 8 models. They count the vehicle as well as the guns. Now, if you think about this, you can build 4 dismounted guns. Period. You can just make those, and then you could make up to 6 different guns that would fit on the back of a tractor. You could make 1 tractor with this plate and just swap out the guns. And then you would still have your 4 dismounted guns. So no matter what, you're going to get 4 dismounted guns and 4 vehicles. Now these vehicles are either going to be this kind of vehicle, flat, they'll be the rounded or flat, or they'll be this. And then you can opt for the canvas. That's a really good deal. It says 8 models when Yeah, 4 anti-tank guns and 4 vehicles. That's your 8 models. But all the anti-tank guns don't have to be Pack 40s. They could be a mixture of variants. Pack 38 or Pack 97/38. This is a Pack 40/4 self-propelled. Okay. So, yeah, what's a Pack 97/38? And a Pack 38 I thought was a 50, but I could be wrong. We'll look it up. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming out and checking this out. If you like these kinds of videos, because that way you know exactly what you're getting in your boxes, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon if you want to be notified whenever I upload videos like this. All right. Thank you for coming out, and I'll see you in the next one.